Hi everyone, in this video I will explain the film called Munkar. Munkar is an Indonesian supernatural horror film released on 7th February 2024. The story of this supernatural horror film begins in a female Islamic boarding school in the Indonesian village of Benjertas, located in East Java. All the students and teachers in the Islamic boarding school are gathering at the mosque for morning prayers. But Herlina was feeling very sleepy at this time, and she also forgot to bring the Quran. So she goes to her room to take the Quran. But after reaching her room, she falls asleep there. Later, the female teacher, Yayu, comes to know about this, and she gets very angry. She punished all the girls in the class because of Herlina falling asleep during morning prayer. The punishment is to clean the whole school, including the yard and bathroom. Herlina arrives and apologizes to the female teacher, Yayu, but she ignores her and tells everyone to start cleaning. Another girl, Obi, was getting very angry because she thought Herlina committed the mistake, and why should they all be punished? So, she and her friends, Siti and Dilla, decide to teach Herlina a lesson. They come to the bathroom and tell everyone to leave except Herlina. Ranam, who was also Herlina's roommate, tells Obi that you should not talk to Herlina like this. Because Herlina has only been in this school for a month and does not know about the school rules and is still adjusting. After Ranam's resist, Obi and all other girls also left Herlina alone except Ranam, who was feeling pity for her. The female teacher Yayu saw Obi and her friend walking out of the bathroom and knew what was going on. Herlina now tells Ranam that she was the only daughter in her family and she used to live her life according to her wish. That is why she was having a lot of difficulty in adjusting according to the rules in this boarding school. Then they continue their work. On the next day, all the parents had come to the school to meet their children. Herlina's mother, Dewi, also came to visit her daughter. Herlina tells her mother that she doesn't want to stay in this boarding school because everyone at the school hates her except one friend, Ranam. She also mentions that the bedsheets here also smell very bad. Hearing this, Herlina's mother says that she will bring new bedsheets to her as soon as possible. During their conversation, Herlina notices Obi's father scolding her because she was bullying Herlina earlier. Herlina understood that Obi is getting scolded by her father because of her. So, Obi's anger towards her may increase more. Later that evening, Dewi tells her husband, Sapto, that their daughter, Herlina, is more obedient now, but she thinks she doesn't like to stay at the boarding school. Sapto suggests letting their daughter stay in the boarding school a little longer to increase her discipline. That night, Herlina's roommate, Ranam, tells that she is going to the mosque to recite the Quran, and if she also wants to come, then she can come. Herlina agrees to go with her, but says she first needs to get ready. Then Ranam leaves the room. While Herlina was ironing the scarf in her room, Obi and her friends entered the room. After a while, Obi accused Herlina of speaking ill about them to their female teacher, Yayu. But Herlina got confused and said she did not tell anything to the female teacher. But Obi does not listen to her and starts torturing her. Herlina got terrified and tried to run away from there. But the two girls standing outside the room catch her and push her inside the room, causing her hand to get burned by the hot iron. Herlina screams loudly in pain, but Obi picks up the hot iron and starts threatening her by bringing it close to her face. Herlina gets scared and pushes Obi, and she runs away from there. Before she could call for help from Ranam, they caught her from behind and covered her mouth. Then, Obi and her friends drag Herlina to the washroom and continue torturing her by pouring cold water over her. Herlina manages to escape again, and this time she runs away from there and crosses the school gate. She reaches the road but falls on it. Suddenly a car was driving on the road and hit Herlina. But the car didn't stop and continued driving. The next morning, Herlina's parents went to the hospital. Her father, Sapto, is very upset and angry after seeing Herlina's condition and her burned hand. Sapto knew that this injury on her hand was not from the car crash. So, he scolds the principal and teachers, asking how they failed to notice his daughter's hand burn injury and that his daughter was being bullied before she died. Then he asks them to leave. The next day, Herlina dies in the hospital. After a week, Ranam, Obi and her friends are taking the washed clothes off the drying line. As Ranam takes the bedsheet off from the drying wire, Herlina suddenly appears in front of her. At this time, Herlina was not looking the same as before. Her face color was pale, just like that of a dead person. Obi and her friends get scared after seeing Herlina again, except for Ranam, who hugs her. Meanwhile, the teachers in the school were having a meeting and wanted to ask Herlina what happened that night. But the female teacher Yayu suggests they should give her some time. She further said that while their principal, Daros, had gone to some other school, they must keep a closer watch on the students to prevent further incidents like Herlina, as it could damage the school's reputation. So, it is better to hide this matter. That evening, during a class, the female teacher, Yeu, notices Herlina staring at her. Suddenly, Herlina appears next to her, and a moment later, she disappears, which scares her a lot. That night Obi and City were on duty to patrol and watch over the entire school compound. Obi tells her friend City that both of them will go separately and check the whole school. But after some time, Obi finds City mysteriously standing in the bathroom. When she approaches her and touches her on the shoulder, City turns towards her like a ghost. Seeing this, Obi got very scared. She quickly went towards the teacher room and started knocking on the doors. But the teachers did not open the door. In the meantime, City, who was possessed by a ghost, came there. She attacked Obi and started speaking in a terrifying demonic voice. Suddenly, the face of this girl changes into Herlina's scary face. Hearing the noise, the teacher also finally gets up and comes out of the room. Seeing possessed girl City attacking Obi, the male teacher tries to intervene, but City pushes him aside. Then, she goes after the male teacher and tries to choke him. Gani understood that City has been possessed by a demon. He asks for water from the female teacher. Then he places his hand on her head and begins reciting prayers. Then, he drinks the water and spurts it on the girl and continues reciting prayers. Finally, the male teacher is able to cast out the demon inside City. Due to the scary incident that happened in the previous night, Obi got very scared, and the next day, she remained locked in her room. Ranam, Dilla, and City came to visit Obi, but she is once again terrified when she sees Herlina's scary face on City. The female teacher Indri arrives and tries to calm down Obi, but Obi continues saying it was Herlina that attacked her yesterday, and not City. Later that night, Ranam is reciting the Quran in the mosque. Then Herlina also came and sat in front of her. Ranam is happy to see her, but when Herlina was reciting the Quran, her voice turned into a demonic tone. Ranam finds this very strange, but still has no idea that Herlina is possessed by a demon. The next day, City tells Ranam that something is not right with Herlina since she returned. Then they see Herlina approaching them, causing City to get scared. Herlina just greets them with a creepy smile and walks away. Later, Ranam returns to her room and finds Herlina shaking her body in a weird way. She asks Herlina what she is doing, but Herlina responds to Ranam in a terrifying voice, saying, "Why are you standing there and looking at me?" Ranam had no answer to her question, so she left from there. That night, Ranam and Obi were on night duty to look after the entire school. Obi had not yet offered her last prayer of the day. That is why she tells Ranam that she is going to the mosque and asks her to wait for her outside. When Ranam was waiting outside, she noticed Herlina mysteriously walking in the school compound. Then she started following Herlina. Meanwhile, the lights in the mosque suddenly goes off. Obi is scared, but she continues her prayers. However, when she gets up, she is horrified to find she is facing the opposite direction of the mosque. She quickly turns back and starts praying again, but once more, she finds herself facing in the opposite direction. She still continues praying, and after completing the prayer, she looks to the side and sees Herlina's horrifying face staring right at her. Seeing her, Obi screams loudly. Ranam hears this scream, and she quickly comes to the mosque. She finds Obi praying in the wrong direction for a long time. So, she approaches and touches Obi, but is terrified to see that Obi is dead, and her face has also turned black. The next day Obi's funeral is performed in the school. After her funeral, Obi's family takes all of her belongings and leaves the school, while Ranam keeps watching all this. Then Herlina comes to her. Ranam asks Herlina where she was last night. Herlina lies, saying she is in her room, but Ranam gets suspicious of her. Then Herlina left the place. Now that Obi had died, Obi's friend City tells Ranam to become her roommate. Ranam also agreed because now she was also scared of Herlina. That night, Ranam is sleeping in City's room. However, when she wakes up, she is shocked to see herself in Herlina's room. Then she sees Herlina sitting and shaking her legs on the edge of the upper bed. Then, Herlina gets down from her bed. After some time, when Ranam looks back, she finds that Herlina has disappeared from the room. Then Ranam comes out of the room to check on Herlina. Meanwhile, City also wakes up in her room and notices that Ranam is not in her bed. She wakes up her roommate Dilla, and both of them come out of the room to find Ranam. They go to Herlina's room to search for Ranam, but they don't find anyone there. They continue searching for her around the school compound. After some time, Dilla is shocked to discover that City has disappeared from behind her. Then Dilla started hearing a demonic voice in the corridor. Hearing this, she got scared, and as soon as she turned back, she saw Herlina's scary face. Seeing this, Dilla placed her hands on her eyes and screamed loudly. Immediately Ranam comes there and tries to calm her down. Then she asks Ranam where Siddhi is. Ranam says she will search for Siddhi and asks Dilla to call the male teacher Gani. Meanwhile, Siddhi was searching everywhere for both Ranam and Dilla. Then Herlina's ghost comes in front of her. To escape from the ghost of Herlina, Dilla quickly runs towards the mosque and finds all the girls praying. However, she noticed that all the girls were offering prayer very fast, and after finishing the prayer, all these girls looked at Siddhi in a scary manner. Seeing this, Siddhi gets scared, and then a cloth comes flying towards her and falls on her face. Frightened, Siddhi starts screaming loudly, and hearing her voice, Ranam comes there. She removes the cloth from Siddhi's face and tries to calm her down. Siddhi also notices that the mosque is now empty. On the other hand, Dilla visits the male teacher Gani's room and asks for his help. She knocks on the door, but it opens by itself. She was trying to wake up the male teacher, but suddenly, she felt the presence of someone behind her. She looks back, and when she turns around, the male teacher is no longer on the bed. Then the door had also closed by itself, and someone started banging on the door from outside. So, she got terrified and backed away, and was about to lean against a wall in fear. Suddenly, Herlina's ghost came out from behind and started attacking her. Ranam and Siddhi rush into the male teacher's room and find Herlina dragging Dilla into the darkness and disappear. Then they hear Dilla screaming from outside. So they came out of the room. The female teachers Yayu and Indri woke up hearing Dilla's screams. They set out to find her and reach towards the mosque. Finally they find Dilla at the mosque, in the same position as Obi was found earlier. Yayu and Indri rush to her and discover that Dilla is dead, and her death is also exactly like the death of Obi. Soon after Ranam and Siddhi arrive there. Ranam notices Herlina standing behind the pillar and laughing in a strange way. She understands that all this killing has been done by Herlina. Ranam and Siddhi quickly go to the male teachers to tell them that Dilla's deaths appear to be connected to Herlina. They explain that they saw Dilla being attacked by Herlina in the teacher's room. After Dilla's death, all the students are asked to gather in the mosque and spend the night there for their own safety. But Herlina was not among these girls. So, the two male teachers start searching for her in the school compound. Since Herlina is missing, the school teachers call her mother to come to the school. While all the students are sleeping in the mosque, Herlina is seen lying next to Ranam. She stares at Ranam with a creepy smile, but she turns out to be Siddhi. Siddhi tells Ranam that she wants to go to the bathroom. Ranam agrees, and both of them go to the bathroom. Siddhi goes inside the bathroom while Ranam waits outside. But suddenly, Ranam sees that Siddhi is going in some other direction. Ranam starts following Siddhi and finds her standing near the forest area. She puts her hand on Siddhi's shoulder. At that moment, Siddhi comes from behind Ranam and calls her. When they look back again, the person standing in front of them is none other than the ghost of Herlina disguised as Siddhi. Seeing her, both Ranam and Siddhi are unaware in fear, but they keep returning to the same place from where they started running away. Suddenly, Herlina grabs Siddhi's leg. Hearing their screams and voices, the male teachers Gani and Jafar arrive there. They manage to pull Siddhi away from Herlina. The male teacher, Gani, begins reciting prayers and comes to know that Herlina's body is possessed by a demon. He continues reciting prayers but fails to cast out the demon from her body. Then suddenly she disappears and reappears behind him. Herlina's parents also came there. Her mother, Dewi, tells her daughter that she is her mother. At that moment, the scene flashes back to when Herlina had an accident. It is revealed that the car that hit Herlina in an accident was actually driven by her mother, Dewi, when she was coming to the boarding school to give bedsheets to Herlina. But her mother, Dewi, believed that she had only hit a pile of wood rather than Herlina. She moves it aside and continues her journey. But when her husband, Sapto, sees the car at home, he understands that his wife was behind Herlina's accident. But he does not tell this to his wife because if she finds out about the accident, she will be very upset. Then the scenes change to the present, where the demon inside Herlina's body drags her mother inside the forest. After a while, Herlina's mother's lifeless body is thrown back toward them. Then the two male teachers, Gani and Jafar, attempt to control Herlina. But she threw both of them down aside. Just as Herlina moves towards Siddhi to attack her, the school principal, Daros, comes and grabs her leg and throws her to the ground. Daros, with the help of the two male teachers, performs an exorcism on Herlina. During the exorcism, the scene flashes back once again to where it is shown that Herlina had really died that day in the hospital. But her father, Sapto, does not tell anyone about the death of his daughter, including his wife. Instead, he goes to a shaman who knows black magic and asks him to bring Herlina back to life. The shaman agreed to help Sapto to resurrect her dead daughter. Then he performs some spells on a big iron nail and gives it to Sapto. The shaman tells Sapto to hammer the big nail into Herlina's head and not take it out until she gets her revenge on those who were responsible for her death. Sapto followed the shaman's instructions and hammered the big nail into Herlina's head. After doing all this, Herlina came back to life again. Sapto also told his wife that their daughter's condition is now getting better. So he had sent Herlina back to boarding school again. Then the scene returns to the present. Sapto rushes to help Darius and pulls the nail out of Herlina's head. As soon as that big nail is taken out, the demon has left from inside Herlina's body. The next day, the dead bodies of Herlina and her mother were carried away from the school, and their funeral was performed. All the female students of the boarding school are also sent back to their homes. A few days later, Sapto is sitting alone at home. He was very upset by the death of both his wife and daughter. At that time, he heard someone knocking on the door. When he opens the door, he sees the shaman standing there. The shaman reminds him that he was told not to pull out the nail until Herlina's revenge is complete. This supernatural horror movie, Munkar, ends with the shaman throwing the nail down and his appearance changing to Herlina, indicating that the demon has returned again and something bad was definitely going to happen to Sapto. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate it if you've enjoyed the video so far.